My girlfriend has been applying for a janitor job, cleaning schools. It's been months they've been jerking their chain. I mean, they're like, oh, we're going to call you and all this shit. Mind you, it's a shitty job, but, you know. And from the get-go, I told her, just forget about it. It's people jerking your chain. It's a stupid job anyway, so she go get something else, but she don't want to work on restaurants. So finally they get around to call her and start the process. So she had to pay for her own drug test, and she out of her pocket is non-refundable, and for her own background check. Background check, $71 and something. Her drug test was 46 some odd dollars. $127. A person who's applying for a shitty job, person who's applying for a crappy job, $127, non-refundable. That before that, she's got to go around Orlando. Is Orange County, Florida. Want to go around Orlando, wasting time, gasoline, and tolls, the whole 9 yards. It's been like 3 months of just bullshit. And she finally gets to, they have a place where they just pile people in there and they do their drug test and their background search all at once. When she gets there, she gets told that she needs to bring an interpreter if she doesn't, because she doesn't speak English. She's very little English proficiency. So, are you insane? I'm an interpreter. I'm a certified Florida court interpreter. Do you have any idea how much an interpreter costs? Let me give you an example. There are interpreters out there charging $150 per hour with a 2-hour minimum. These are agencies that they subcontract interpreters, and then they pay the interpreters whatever it is that they pay them. Usually it's less than half of what they charge. So, but let's say she can find an interpreter for $50 an hour. You get my drift? These people are insane. How are you going to make somebody? And I know where that rule came from the racist Republicans. They don't want Latinos to have jobs. But here's a newsflash, you assholes. None of you racist white motherfuckers are going to go out there and clean toilets at schools. That's the truth. And you need people out there willing to do that. And the only people willing to do that are immigrants. So, here's a newsflash. If you're going to keep, putting all these obstacles for people to get jobs, so that only English-speaking white people get them, it's not going to work. So, it's outrageous. And now it's not even a French right-wing, conspiracy. It's a mainstream Republican point. All over the news waves and everywhere, they're openly talking about it, about the great replacement theory. It's not a theory. They believe this fucking bullshit that the Democrats are trying to let illegal, migrants in here so that they can turn them into citizens and, and vote Democratic. That's insane. First of all, it's super racist, and it's not true. If anything, just go to South Florida. You see how many Cubans are Republican, right-wing Republicans, anti-immigrant. Marco Rubio, one of the most racist anti-immigrant assholes. He's Cuban. He's a Cuban refugee. Him and his parents. So, same thing with Ted Cruz. So, it's outrageous. So she got lucky. I told her, fuck him. I said, tell him to go to hell. Don't worry. I'd pay for it. So now she's got 3 days of training, and I'm wondering if they're going to require an interpreter for those 3 days of training. So if it's eight hours a day of training for 3 days, that's 24 hours. And if you have to pay an interpreter, that's $1,200 if you can find an interpreter who does it for $50 an hour. $1,200 plus another 100 plus another. They want people to spend $1,500 to get a job cleaning toilets at public schools in Florida. It's outrageous. I mean, this is where we are at. In 2023, in the year 2023, this is where we are at. This is where we are at. Blatantly racist hiring policies. The job does not require you to speak English or Spanish. Nothing. It's just you just cleaning. You just point, and that's it. It's outrageous, I be honest with you, I'm fed up with this state. I'm disgusted with Florida. Not that it hasn't always been racist, but now it's so overtly racist that it's even especially in the government. If you're going to work for any public Florida endeavor, they're just openly racist. Period. So, think about it. It's not worth it. I tell people that I don't move to Florida. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. They're going backwards under the Republican regime that they have down here. It's 9%, 9 point something percent inflation. It's they as soon as the Republicans passed the new insurance law, overnight, the insurance law that was supposed to help with the insurance prices, overnight, because they gave insurance companies everything they wanted, overnight insurance companies went up in price 500%. Overnight. They let them do that. So, if you're thinking about moving to Florida, think again. This ain't the place to come. I'm telling you, it just doesn't make any sense. The cost of living is outrageous. They had the gall to blame the Democrats for, like, what are you talking about, man? It's you can't afford to live here. Companies are leaving. There are conventions that are not coming here, specifically canceled, coming to Florida. Conventions, entire corporation conventions that were coming to Florida that have canceled by the dozens in protest to the homophobic, racist, outrageous backwards policies from DeSantis. And it's impacting everybody's pocket. They just like I just told you, 500% increase. I'm paying $430 some odd a month for basic insurance on 3 junk old. I have one old beat up van. It's a 2000. It should be the classic. I have another beat up truck, 2007, and another 2012. It's not even full coverage. $430 some odd. I'm 54 years old, man. I haven't had a ticket in ages. So it's outrageous what's going on here. But I know that the video is about Orange County hiring or Florida schools hiring, but the whole system is just getting progressively tougher, and more openly racist, and just they don't care, So think about it twice, maybe 3 times.